You are listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. Okay, well, I said we're going to go and have a look at the forums and see if we can find anything. I'm sure we can find something to get annoyed about. There's a huge amount of stickies on the Cataclysm forum. It's now unreadable. We're going to go to the general discussion. We're going to see if I can find anything, because the forums are always a good thing to look at, because they give you an idea of just how stupid the vocal minority of the community actually is. And we are talking about the vocal minority here. Have a look at some of the threads, for instance. I mean, on the front page, the one that's got the most views is 47,000, and that is of the non-stickies. Bear in mind that these kind of view counts are not unique, so in reality, very few people actually look at the forums. It's just silly. And I don't really blame them, honestly, because they're bad. The people that post there are bad, the comments that are made there are bad, the discussions that are had there are bad, and honestly, the EU forums are worse than the US. They are. And you want to know why? Because the EU forums are full of crybabies and full of people that get their feelings hurt by the slightest little thing. And they're actually the worst kind of trolls. And that's ironic, really, because they think that they are, like, upstanding members of the community, and then, in fact, they're not. Because they cause more derailments in threads and more derailments in proper discussion and discourse, and they absolutely prevent rational discourse because they take offense to everything. So, as soon as someone takes offense to something, that's it. Game over, because it turns into a flame war. Thread is dead. Can never salvage it after that point. So, those are the kind of people that do ruin everything. Let's see. What do we have? Do we have any stupid stuff? Here's one. Nightmare patch this 4.0.1. Yes, this is a QQ thread. Go on and tell me I pay for server access only, but at the end of the day, I don't pay $8.99 to take part in a game that I believe should be bug-free and a fair game. Right, well, you know what? I believe I should also have a magical star pony. And I mean a real one, not like TRH. A magical star pony that would make me breakfast and would fly me around and would scare off and or melt my enemies. But I don't have one of those. I believe I should, but here's the thing. My belief doesn't matter to anyone else but me. So, I believe it should be bug-free. Well, yeah, I'm sure you should believe it should be bug-free. But the reality is that it isn't. You know, I believe that my car should drive for 500,000 miles and never break down ever. And should also do 500 miles to the gallon. It doesn't. That's not the reality of it. I believe it should. But, you know, it's wishful thinking to say that an MMO is going to be bug-free. WoW is one of the most bug-free MMOs there is. Have you played any other game? Because you will see way more bugs there. Blizzard has the most money, they've got the most experienced development team, and they are capable of making their game mostly bug-free, but they are not perfect. You can hold them to account when they screw something up, but expecting a bug-free game is ludicrous and outlandish. Here's the dumb analogy. If you went to McDonald's and bought a burger and was given it half-cooked, would you be happy? Or the staff were rude to you and told you you only pay for the food and not for them to be polite to you and offer you good service, would you be happy? Well, for one thing, if you went to McDonald's and you're expecting good service with a smile and excellent quality food, then you're doing it frickin' wrong. It all comes down to the amount that you pay. At the end of the day, you pay £9 or $15. That is a tiny amount of money. You get the service that money entitles you to. People seem to believe that because they're paying monthly for a game, they have to expect this most outlandish level of service. No, you don't, actually. You really don't. Compared to the value of other games, WoW is good value. I've got a game sitting here right now. It's on PS3, it's called Enslaved. It cost me £35. It's about an 8 to 10 hour game experience. So I'm looking at paying, I paid for that game about £3.50 to £4.50-ish per hour. Now, if you do that with WoW, that would get you 2 hours of game time under that particular ratio. And you get way more than that for your $8.99 a month. So don't give me that nonsense. It's ridiculous. If you go to McDonald's, I expect a terrible burger. And I expect the staff to hate their lives. Why? Because they should. They're working in a place they absolutely despise. They can't enjoy it. It's a terrible environment to work in. And the food sucks. So it's an awful analogy when you think about it, isn't it? PvP is just uneven. And unfair one-shot from Rogues, Mages, Feral Druids, and Disc Priests. This comes from the level 12 Hunter, by the way. So, I don't know what he's talking about. Tell me, will this change in Cataclysm? If you believe that, you're wrong. Right, okay. I have a beta key, and low-level PvP won't change. Nobody cares about low-level PvP. Low-level PvP is freaking irrelevant. So, why do we care about this again? What is his justification for quitting, exactly? I can't figure this out. The bill with QQ threads never really seem to be focused in any way. Not even sure why I'm posting this. Yeah! Well done! You know? Well done. And then, of course, he breaks out the old confirmation bias right here. Oh, I wish my dog would shut up. Vent frustration, but I can just smell the brown noses coming out now to defend Blizzard, saying give him a chance. Yeah, so basically, everyone, absolutely everyone who has a dumb opinion always comes out with this. Every single time. They come out with it and they say, oh, right, well, I guess the brown nose will come defend it. Like, they marginalize everyone who disagrees with them. They must be a fanboy. It's fairly terrible. This idea is absolutely ridiculous. There are people that agree with Blizzard because, generally speaking, most of what they do is right. That's a fact. And this is coming from someone who hates on them for a wide variety of different reasons, and with justification. You can dislike Blizzard, you can like Blizzard, but I would suggest that you dislike or like particular decisions, and base your opinion on that. You don't like or dislike the company in question. The company is just a company, it is fallible, it is out to make money like every other company on the planet. You have to accept that. So, here we go. He keeps going on and said, they had time to sort it out on the PTR. Sort out what? Low-level PvP balance? Nobody cares. Low-level PvP doesn't matter. It's nigh on impossible to balance. You want to know why it's nigh on impossible to balance? Because look at the abilities. Look at the abilities that you actually get. It's horrendous. You don't have enough abilities to properly balance things out. Things are balanced for group-level PvP at max level and not before. If you choose to play in a low-level PvP environment, in this case apparently with this level 12 Hunter, then, of course, it's going to suck. You didn't think that one through, did you? Oh, of course, thinking. If you thought, you wouldn't have posted this garbage on the forums to begin with. Riccio of the AONR server? I think not. It's stupid. It needs sorting out, seriously. It's just painful. Sitting it out for Cataclysm is an option. Those suggesting so will be the ones QQing when they see this isn't the answer to the problem when Cataclysm is here. Nobody cares about the problem. You are the only guy that gives a damn. You are a level 12 Hunter complaining about low-level PvP balance and claiming that the entirety of Cataclysm is like, I have a beta invite. Everything's wrong. Like, no. Nobody cares about low-level PvP. Get it into your head. It's never going to be balanced, just like 1v1 dueling's never going to be balanced, just like anything that is not designed to be done on a regular basis is going to be balanced. Deal with it. This is basically a glorified bloody twink rant, isn't it? Leave. Don't like it, don't reply. I love how people seem to have this image in their head that they have the right to post whatever crap they want on the forums, and that anyone that disagrees with them is not allowed to reply. Oh my, you can't disagree with me! Get a blog! If you want to post rubbish on the internet that nobody cares about, get a blog. And if people do start caring about, then, you know what? They might actually go ahead and say, hey, you've got some great ideas. And great, we've got a bleeding heart in this thread, by the way. I knew we would. This thread is only 9 posts long, but we have a bleeding heart. This is the problem with the EU forums. They have these kind of people. There's like, oh, they're actually a bunch of hypocrites, incidentally. They have this idea, oh, you must respect other people's opinion. Oh, there must be respect. You must be nice, blah, 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 blah. But they are never like that. They are never like that. They never practice what they preach. This guy goes by the name of Voom. He is also on the ANR server. What a surprise! I wonder if it's the same guy. The likelihood of it being the same guy. It is the same guy! Of course, because he left his signature on. He changed his character, but didn't actually change his signature. Well done! Great attempt with the sock puppet account there. More for having an opinion. If no one stated they were unhappy, there would never be any changes. Yeah, that's fair enough. But usually they state them in such a way that doesn't make them sound like a whining, sniveling 11-year-old. At least I took the time to state there's a problem. So? It's not a problem because it's never going to be that way. It is working as intended. Now you jump on to Lick Blizzard's butt bandwagon, follow the rest of the sheep, and post a one-line reply. Oh, they're so... God. Oh, this guy only owns one album, and it's Rage Against the Machine, self-titled. I can guarantee it. Or all you sheep. You don't understand it. You're in the system, man. Oh, please. It reminds me of that XKCD comic. Very good one, actually, as I recall. Look at all these sheeple. Let's see. Let me read it out for you. XKCD sheeple. This is absolutely perfect. Here we go. Look at all these people, glassy-eyed automatons going about their daily lives, never stopping to look around and think, I'm the only conscious human in a world of sheep. Like, oh, please. Just get over yourself. People like this never see themselves for what they really are. Leave? Why? I'm not saying the product doesn't have potential. I'm saying it's broke and needs fixing. Just like any investor would. Because we are all really investors. Oh, wow. Stay in school, kid. We're all really investors, guys. Yeah, I attended the board meeting just last week with the other 12 million investors. And we talked directly to Mike Moorhen about the future of the project and the return on our investment of time. No, you are a customer, you dumb, dull-witted buffoon. It's not the same as being an investor. They have real investors and real shareholders. Those are the guys that have the pull and push. You are not an investor. We don't get a return financially. That means you're not an investor. It means you're a customer. Oh, wow. Guys, I went and invested in Greg's just last week. I went in there, I bought a £1 chicken pasty. I invested in Greg's. I am an investor in Greg's pasties. And I demand my say on the future of the company. Wow. People have the right to complain. If anything, the immature, idiotic people are the sheeps. The sheeps, guys! That see one person having a go at an opinionated person and jump on the bad one being ruined. Get this into your head. They also have an opinion. And their opinion is that you are an idiot. But they're not allowed their opinions. No, you're the only one who's allowed his opinion. Congratulations, you're an opinionated person. Just like everyone else on the planet. Nobody cares. Here's the thing. For your opinion to be respected, your opinion actually has to be properly formulated. It's got to be put forward in such a way that is compelling, that makes sense, that actually has something to say. Whereas you don't do that. All you have is, I respect your right to hold an opinion. I do not respect your opinion because your opinion is dumb. If someone hands me a piece of paper and in crayon, or perhaps silver glitter pen, is written on it, the world is flat, do I have to respect their opinion? No, I laugh in their face. I respect their right to hold the opinion that the world is flat. I do not respect that opinion because it's wrong. Here's the ironic thing. Again, as all bleeding hearts are hypocrites, always. It's a universal truth. This always happens. He says, if trolling is having an opinion, God help this world. Right, okay, so you just accused all of these other guys of being basically Blizzard-loving trolls because of, in their opinion, you are an idiot. But your opinion is enshrined in gold and placed upon a diamond pedestal for all to see, admire, adore from all over the world. We all have a right to express we're unhappy. Yes, I am unhappy with you because you're an idiot. I would just like to point out this was the first post I found on the forums. I just clicked on a random post and it was dumb. What hope does that give you for the rest of the community, ladies and gentlemen? What hope indeed? Oh, wow. Unbelievable. My name is Total Biscuit. You're listening to Blue Please. We're going to do some shoutouts and then I think we shall end the show. I'll be right back on Friday, and that's going to be the BlizzCon show, so there will be discussion of whatever the announcement was. And like I said, if I've got any other plans for BlizzCon footage, I do have to talk to Blizzard about this, and we shall see what's going on there. There might be some exclusive stuff, maybe. I can't promise it, but I'm just saying keep an eye out on my channel as always. There won't be any raid footage or indeed beta footage tonight because the servers are down for the next 8 hours. Oh, wow. Yeah, typical, isn't it? I'll probably think of something. I'm sure I can find something to do. Shout out time, folks. You can email them in, themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com. Oh, Lord. Just a week and a bit before I get this fixed. Oh. You can tweet them if you so desire. Or you can send them over the IRC chat. irc.quakenet.org, # or pound cynical Brit. Here we go. A shout out to Greg's for investing in his pasty and its people. That's from Yakubu. They do invest in pasties and people. I'm actually getting links here. Go and talk about this. No, I could spend all day just looking at dumb stuff on the forums. A shout out to Yin Yang Eagles on Argent Dawn EU for being generally awesome. See you in Cataclysm. That's from Iggy. A shout out to myself for losing the BlizzCon short story contest. And of course to Angelo. Yes. Sorry that you lost the contest. It happens, I'm afraid. A shout out to Warlords of Oblivion for doing ICC right now. Stubborn Gits. That's from Mihai Banke. A shout out to Ladance Macabre on Defias Brotherhood EU for downling Lich King before the patch. Well, if you did it on 30%, I suppose it's not really all that impressive, is it? A shout out to Meowth on Anchorage. That's from Rezarg. And can I do a shout out to Aton Nefer? Why do you want to shout out to the same guy twice? Can I get a shout out to Atuan, Nefer, Atuan, and Betsy from Lightning's Blade EU from Theor? Thanks, mate. Good show. Keep it up. That's from Maythiel. Okay. Can I get a shout out to Thailand for having a whacked out time zone, making listening to Blue Please annoying? That's from Babylonian. I don't know if that's Babylonian. I think he might have misspelled that. A shout out to Mikhail Stan from Dark Tranquility for being awesome, and the autographed CD. That's from Lucius North, who hopefully is enjoying his games that he won in the poster contest. What else? Dark Nova on Alex Straza US. Great job on getting Professor Putricide hard mode last night. That's from Celery. A shout out to Red Dawn and Shadowsong EU from Crab. And shout out to Majolna and Norseman for being the best of friends. That is from Gnadur. Can I get a shout out to my friend for enjoying BlizzCon with me on Friday? That's from Nymph. Shout out to the people quitting because of 4.0. More room for the real players. That's from Zero Skill. Shout out to Mo for being awesome. That's from Hereto. And a shout out to Orcish Delight on Storm Rage EU from Lichriba. What else do we have in the email box? Many shout outs left side and even side. A shout out to Teddy, who's been rocking in the chat. That's from Zamaros. A shout out to Croatia. Do you even know where that is? I have certainly heard of it. I know some of its history. I couldn't point to it on a map directly. I point in the very direction of Croatia. But hey, if I had an atlas that said Croatia on it, then that would be great. Yes, shout out to DB from banning me for Tiny Chat for having my firearm out. Stop waving guns at webcams, then! You idiot. A shout out to Neutral Half Pug for wiping on Lich King many, many times. That's from Ben Newton. A shout out to the best LoL players ever, Fishmorn Phone Calls and Blazon Raisin. That's from Jack Townsend. And last but by no means least, a shout out to Randall Monroe for an awesome comic. That is from Ben Faust. My name's been Total Biscuit. Thank you ever so much for listening to the show. To answer the Swedes, I will be at DreamHack. In what capacity, I'm not entirely sure yet. There are plans in motion. We shall see. For the guys who asked when Shoutcraft is coming back, maybe even this week. I have a new connection. It is getting tested tomorrow. We will see. Hopefully very, very soon indeed for Shoutcraft's return. Yes, indeed. Thank you ever so much for listening, folks. Should play a track to go out on, I think. The question is what? There are so many good tracks I could play. But I'm thinking a little bit of Machine Eye Supremacy certainly wouldn't go amiss. Some Edge and Pearl, perhaps? Good night.